Why do I do this to myself? I know why I do this to myself. It's because I do the whole day in one sitting and I'm like, okay, you know what? I've been through a lot. I'm out. Fuck it. and then I'm like, me from next week can deal with this shit. And then here I go. This is my new pattern, is at the beginning of every week of recording I get to deal with the meter management because if I go to bed right now I'll die, but like the exhaustion and the hunger. Alright, so let's do my pre-bed thing. It's not even that much, it's just once I've made it to bed I feel like I've won the day, and so I'm just like, goodbye game, I'll see you next time. I'll deal with the finish line homework later. Alright, reputation's almost good. It's high enough that it's not showing up at all. Health will be taken care of when I sleep, if I use the medication, which also helps me sleep. Exhaustion, so I just need to eat something, basically. And my immunity is not amazing, my infection's definitely getting higher, but I kind of want to save my schmouder, mainly because I don't have another one or anything like that, so I'm not really in a hurry to throw away my one safety net until infection gets worse. Probably. So, eat some food. You know what, this is a newly loaded save, let's test something. What was I gonna test again? What was the weird thing I haven't tested? Oh yeah, coffee. So exhaustion's like that. We have 3 coffee. Okay, so it's not exactly a big change. How expensive was the coffee? Ooh, coffee bad for health. It makes your health go down in addition. There we go, though. Okay, I ate... Huh. I feel like it felt like it moved less the first time I clicked on it, and then moved more the second and third time, but really it's because the meters in this game are all wibbly-wobbly weird, and, you know, lack of numbers or measurement marks or anything makes it really hard for me to judge how much it moves based on any particular action. So, like, there's more flat parts and more vertical parts, and so, like, any given one can create an illusion of it moving more or less, depending on where it is in the meter and how much it goes and so on. I'm sure it's probably completely intentional, frankly. Did I just hit save? Yep, I did. Load. Get back there. I'm not actually trying to use them. I figured, hey, this is the perfect time to test them real quick and actually get a sense of how good they are. If I were to take a guess, I would guess that each of them heals you by like 25% exhaustion. While maybe hurting you by like 10% health or something like that. So 3 of them could take you from like near full exhaustion to near empty exhaustion like it just did. I don't remember how much they cost. I'll have to double check again and try to commit that stuff to memory a little more. But yeah, not the worst option. It's a decent way to combat... I probably still want to sleep at night. Mainly because I don't necessarily even have a lot to do between between midnight and 6 AM half the time anyway. I'm not necessarily like busy there because the main quests aren't even available yet because you have to wait for like mail to show up and things like that. That's worth noting, but it's probably useful for fighting off the effects of taking medications to bump my immunity up because of the infection and everything like that. Because my immunity and infection are in trouble right now because I'm infected, but I'm trying not to use up the effect. I'm trying not to go all in right now on trying to cure it because, you know, cost effective, like trying to wait for it to build up more and stuff. So the pills are more used properly. Otherwise I could just get infected again. The problem there is that if I drink coffee, or eat coffee, I guess, he's probably just eating the beans. I don't know if that's a great idea, maybe that's why his health's taking a hit. I don't know anything about eating coffee beans and what the goods and bads of that. I wouldn't really want to try. But he takes a health hit from drinking, taking in any medication, basically, and he takes a health hit from the coffee. Instead of medication, I should say immunity boosters is what he takes a health hit for. He doesn't take a health hit for sleeping medication or healing medication, obviously. That's the opposite. But yeah, he takes a health hit from immunity boosters and he takes a health hit from coffee, and taking the immunity boosters increases my exhaustion faster, which encourages me to drink coffee, which means that I need to have more bandages, which is, it's fucking hilarious to think that I'm poisoning my liver with immunity boosters and then taking a bunch of coffee, which hurts me even more, and then I'm like, I'll just slap a bandage on my arm. That fixed it. Like, totally realistic science simulator. So I need to, it's all the more reason to keep getting those bottles, which I'm doing just fine on the bottles themselves. I actually need to find drunks faster that actually have stuff for me to buy, because I'm not finding that many of them, and the ones I do find keep not giving me anything, and the fact that half the world is covered in, like, dangerous attacking people now means that, like, I'm not even getting the stuff from the drunks when I want to, because they're like dying half the time whenever I find them. But I need to keep finding them so I can get medication so I can physically heal through the fact that I'm taking the coffee, because I'll probably have to take coffee midway through the day, because the last 2 days I tried to sleep in the middle of the day, and that's really screwed me because it's been really hard to keep up with the ticking clock when I sleep through like the entire afternoon, basically. So I'm probably going to have to, like, force heal that, and that's where all of these systems start fighting each other actively. Alright, let's have some food. Do I have food on me? Yeah. Food that isn't the stuff that will get me in trouble here. Okay. Let's do a few of you. Let's do 3 of you this time. Bump it up a little bit. Try 4 hours. See where that takes us. Yee! Perfect! How weirdly perfect on my... Wow. They ran out at the exact second that was over. Like, that was bizarrely perfectly set up. Immunity is half, hunger's at half, health is K. Reputation's the same because it doesn't change via that stuff. Letters. Kind of want a proper inbox, outbox. I do like having a menu that sorts them by day, but it would be cool to have a very clear indication of which ones I've read before to help me remember. Have I read the evening letter? Yeah, we've been over that. I believe I went over this one too. Oh right, that was day 4. This is because I'm on day 6 now, right? Yes. So I want to be looking at day 5. Now that we know what the sand plague bacteria looks like, if only we knew 5 days sooner, we could have captured the shabnak. The blood of the man-eater, if it indeed exists, should be full of microbial filth, as well as the antibodies with which to counter the infection. Either way, I strongly doubt that the man-eater is more than a frightening rumor. I am in tremendously low spirits. Come see me one last time tomorrow. One last time? Okay, I guess I'll go visit Ruben. That's concerning. We've already been over that. Yeah, that's when everything started. Evening letter from the powers that be, day 5. And so the microbe was captured. The formula for the vaccine has been discovered. Judging by the reports we have received, this is the keystone of your strategy to halt the outbreak. However, if you would allow us to remind you the conditions of our agreement, your strategy should also accomplish the final goal, which is to reveal the source of the disease and destroy it, to make re-emergence of the epidemic impossible. You gave your word you would wipe out the disease from the face of the earth, and this is something we would like to count on. Even more so since your investigation of the carrier hypothesis suggests that the outbreak was a matter of contingency. We approve of the direction of your investigation has taken. Everything seems to be in line with the expectations we had of you. The only circumstance we find regrettable is that you did not manage to destroy the creature earlier. We hope you will find the source of the infection tomorrow. After it is done, you should report your success to the Inquisitor and return to the capital. Back at the Thanatica laboratory, you will find a special decree permitting you to proceed with your private studies as well as equity to provide for whatever research costs you may incur. You hope that I'll deal with the infection tomorrow. On day 6 out of 12, I feel like this game's little top bar kind of gives away a bit how successful we're gonna be tomorrow, or today. At day 6 out of 12. Today, when we finish today, it'll be the halfway point of one of 3 campaigns. Gotcha. And there's continually a decent chance I'll play every campaign because of the whole part where there's, they have different narratives and so on. I'm just gun shy about how long it's gonna take.
What?
You know, I'm almost happy now, my dear Daniel. I've found a way to help you, but hush. For now, it's a secret. You have a peculiar look in your eyes, Ava, as though you were not quite yourself. Have some sleep, you must be exhausted. Oh. I'm not gonna find out what she means in either option. Concerning. I feel like I shouldn't generally be trusting of her judgment. Alright, so exhaustion's good, it's 4 AM, so I've got like 3 hours to even visit that place. Oh shit, we're in Plague Land, aren't we? Right. This area became the plague like yesterday. What encouraging audio cues, am I right? Dying people everywhere. Oh boy. I don't like the sound. Alright. So much for my nice, safe area. Oops. Got me more bottles. I do kind of wonder if you should really trust any of the water sources in this town at this point, now that I want to say 100% of the city has been infected. Also, there's just rags covered in more infection just lying around everywhere. Kind of concerning. Are they still safe in there? Guy just never has dialogue. Just a whole extra character model they just kind of neglected. Or maybe it's a commentary on their aristocracy that he's totally uncaring about everything that happens in the city, apparently. And nothing updates.
The Inquisitor is counting on you to show her where to strike, isn't she?
Yes. What is it now? What happens now? Ogimsky will try his best to burn the girl at the stake. Talk to her. You're the least likely to fall under her spell. Perhaps she'll tell you something of interest. What girl? The exorcist girl. Clara the psychic. Sabrov's pet. I had no idea that Sabrovs had an exorcist at their disposal. Seems to me that one psychic should have been enough for them. She is staying with the Sabrovs family first, but then they presented her with her own house. She's too afraid to stay there alone, though. Instead, the girl keeps hiding in the forest slums when this town has to offer. Apparently, the disease does nothing to her. Is she being tracked down already? What for? Now that Simon is no more, these witch hunts lose all purpose. I've learned everything I want to know. My brother was alive until the very end, and when he turned into the smallest of shreds... Oh, my brother was alive until the very end when he was turned into the smallest of shreds. He's alive even now. How do you know that? I talked to him today. He needs a new body, and we shall provide him with it. Exorcism? No. Nothing but optics. There is a place that would allow us to retain the memory of him. To focus the sense of his presence. A kind of a chapel where one would be able to enjoy his company. To focus on him. I see.
Tell me what you...
Nothing else there. So he's convinced he's gonna resurrect Simon. Whose body they're trying to use? Clara's? Oh wait, no. Ogimsky wanted to burn Clara at the stake. So as per usual, I'm going to want to talk to Olgimsky and Saburov, because shit's going down just like it does every day.
Autumn is gloomy this year.
I'm particularly curious about the other campaigns because the quests I'm doing now involve the other characters, which have had their own journeys up until now, and now they're in different moments and things. Like, does the Bachelor save Haruspex during his campaign? I would presume that these are all, like, somewhat canonical with each other, so those kinds of moments must interact with those other characters and so on. So yesterday you managed to capture this disease. Or so I've heard, anyway. The town is abuzz with horrifying rumors of people being dissected alive. Obviously, I don't believe those. The more dangerous kind of rumors are, as it turns out, those about you acquiring a sample of infected blood. Quite so. The bacterium has been caught and encased in glass. I didn't do it on my own, though. I had help. More importantly, they say that you are now able to track down the shape-shifting disease carrier, comparing their blood to that sample you obtained yesterday. If they are one of the townsfolk, it can't be that hard to recognize them. Why are you telling me this? This is a witch hunt in the making. As if dim-witted blackguards murdering women in the streets wasn't enough, it seems that our governor is now inclined to extend his greedy reach towards the town's notable people. Several young people stand accused after the cathedral business. What happened to the cathedral? A disease carrier got into the cathedral last night. Everyone inside perished. Yes. Yes, making it past your impregnable quarantine. Human or spirit, it's very clear now that this individual who can walk, and is probably quite malicious. Many people are reveling in this particular certainty. How so? An inquisitor arrives tomorrow. It seems to me that someone wants to dispose of several young women before his coming. Presently, the sword of justice hangs suspended above Yulia and Lara. They have been arrested on Saburov's authority. But Vlad Olgimsky hasn't been idle, either. If the girls survive until tomorrow, the Inquisitor will establish the truth, but someone is eager to get ahead of him. God damn, a lot just happens off camera. This is a game where we play a character who's just trying to get samples and solve a thing, and massive city-changing events continually happen just out of sight for him, basically. That explains why this district is suddenly a plague district today. Apparently, while I was off doing all that other crap, somebody else who was infected got into the cathedral and completely destroyed it as a quarantine zone, just completely nullifying everything we did on day 4? That was our big day of setting up facilities, right? Was day 4? Because day 5 was the... Yeah, I think. Day 4 was the... I think day 4 was the one where we're dealing with the water and the facilities and everything, and day 5 was dealing with the fact that everyone's being rounded up as criminals. What does Olgimsky have to do with this? The Olgimskys claim that they can prove the girl's innocence. Perhaps they already know who the real culprit is. Somehow I have no doubt about that. I've heard the criminal's being kept inside the termitary. I see. I'll talk to Olgimsky. And we got our quest start already. Cool. Is that a side quest? No, today's quest. Cool. I got today's quest started and it's not even 5 o'clock yet. It's usually not available.
Someone's desecrated the stone yard tombs. The scoundrels.
Karminsky. Like what we lack right now is a vampire of an inquisitor. At least he might manage to restore this town to some semblance of order. I can't work in these conditions. A vampire of an inquisitor. Alright, so soon we get to meet Karminsky tomorrow and find out why people are not overly fond of them. They previously had it down to 2 possible people being the Inquisitor now, right? I take it that means that they now know who it is today? I'll probably take a look at the cathedral, but I want to go here before I forget to check the 3rd house, even though I don't think she usually has much to say.
I think I'm having fever heat.
Tomorrow, everything will change. Something bothering you? I feel a powerful surge of life force. How strange. I expected to be overcome with it on the first day, when Simon died. But it's only happening now. Time to begin. Is she gonna be the new body for Simon? Is that what they're going for here? What are you talking about? Nothing of importance. I love seeing how unexpectedly, peculiarly, and precisely every omen, prediction, and foretelling comes true. It's time for me to begin fulfilling my duty. Seems like my time has come, Bachelor Denkovsky. What are you going to do? Oh, I don't know yet. It'll become apparent soon. For now, I want to stay alone. I'll be sleeping. I want to dream about Mother and Simon. I want to ask them questions. Sleep. I think that's exactly what's going to happen, but we'll see. They're being all mysterious about it. I think that might be what's going to happen, is that Simon's going to inhabit her body. And that's the 5 o'clock bell. I have 2 hours to reach the theater before I miss out on the cutscene, apparently. But we're on fire. We're busy. Got my tasks already set up. But can I even go inside here? Yes. And bodies. There has been a horrible tragedy, Bachelor. The disease has found its way into the cathedral. How did it happen? At first, we didn't quite realize what happened. When the screaming began, we were in no hurry to open the door. When it became apparent that something horrible had happened inside, when the banging on the doors began, we knew that the isolation ward had succumbed to the same fate as the termitary. You've disobeyed my orders. We didn't, although something mysterious did indeed happen at night. The overseers must have been fast asleep. There was a loud creaking noise, as if the door was opened. Having woken up, they checked the doors only to find them firmly locked. They did catch a glimpse of what they believed to have been a feminine silhouette. Was she leaving the building? Through the door that had been locked from the outside? The overseers saw it fit to keep the doors locked for now. The agony lasted for about an hour. The place was chock full of people. Why was their death so fast? It wasn't. They did not die. They were simply unable to move anymore. Those who were still capable of walking had been transported to the theater. Hospital. The feverish ones remained here. The overseers took care of them, taking the death to Earth. They think it's their fault, that the casualty rate is almost absolute. This needs to be investigated. Get on it right now. So we're talking about the changeling when we keep talking about people, right? There's somebody who's immune to the disease. There's somebody who comes and goes. It's a feminine silhouette. I'm wondering if the changeling character, being named a changeling, it suggests that they can change shape and so on, as the shapeshifter suggestions. But also, I wonder if she was what people thought was the monster at the beginning, in day one. I, for one, do not believe that Cathedral Girl was Amara. I think her intentions were good. They ran out of food and water by that time. She must have been trying to feed the weakest. Perhaps there was something on her clothes. Perhaps it wasn't her at all. The isolation ward had enough water when I checked on it last. The food was supposed to be delivered by morning. Oh, that's the end of that conversation. What Cathedral Girl? Some girl or lady infiltrated the cathedral last night. I've heard people say that she descended from above, but I think she must have slipped through the entrance, having tricked the guards. The poor thing must have been so scared. And see how that turned out. Didn't I tell you to guard the cathedral extremely vigilantly? To not, under any bloody circumstances, let anyone in or out? You people are absolutely impossible. Oop. That's the end of that talk. Yep. Dirty lies, all of it. Let me tell you, that salty liquid was neither water nor tears. The foul man-eater sprinkled people's lips with blood. That's what she did. Notkin told me that in the age of the blind aurochs' skin, there used to be a rite that worked just like that. What do you mean? Blood. I'm talking about blood. We obviously have to find her now. How is that hard to grasp? More man-eater hunting? Well, it's a very lackluster hunt considering the culprit already found. The cathedral guards were bribed by one of the ladies of particular notoriety. So it was she that did the whole thing. That's clear as day. Crept into the cathedral naked, with just a cloak on, and sprayed the beds with rat blood. That was her plan. That the half-awake people wouldn't be able to realize what was going on in their sleepy confusion. What happened here? It happened at night. They woke up in the morning to find out that there was only two types of people in the cathedral, the dead and the soon-to-be. Tried to force the doors, both the lucky and the not-so-much, but no can do. No unauthorized exit. And here you go. 500 stiffs. Thankfully, at least none of our guys were inside when it happened. Those dumbheads. Watch your tongue, you brat. Does every single person have an account? Oh man, oh man. Thank God my mom and I never went into that nailed coffin. Auntie almost talked us into it. Can you believe that? What coffin? Last night Ava fed salt water to the people of the cathedral. Everyone who drank it died. Those who didn't got infected and died too. And those who tried to escape the place and run away weren't allowed because it's forbidden. Ava? Or you, Leah. All in all, it's either Anna or Laura. Some lady that was allowed into the cathedral. How do you know that? Wouldn't you like to know? Ask around if you're so smart. Well, no point talking to you. Well, you're a waste of time, aren't you? Can I reach these people? There we go. He was offering something to drink. That I'm certain of. There was no water. They only accepted hers. Well, whatever she was cupping in her hands, she must have accidentally grabbed putrid water. I bet there was no foul intent. Who are you talking about? The girl. She took pity on the cathedral sods, sneaked in to get to them, and gave them something to drink. I mean, they were all crammed together in darkness. It must have been torture. What happened in the cathedral? Haven't you heard? What the hell are you doing here, then? Go there. I'm not going to retell someone else's tale for you. 'Tis a disaster, Doc. On the other hand, 'tis not a doctor that we need right now, but an undertaker. I've heard... No way. Oh. Not that I haven't heard it before. I'm confirming the story by having you all tell it. And seeing the overlaps. Except for the fact that this is all kind of a moot point, because it's kind of like, what? Aren't none of you people witnesses? Aren't all of these people just people that heard hearsay and are now just walking into an infected area, which is probably not the best call, because there might be some hints of the disease somewhere around here. Today's the day when we finally kill her. Whoever she is, Mara, Lara, or my own sister, is going to put an end to her feast. What if it really turns out to be your sister? Sometimes ghost spirit children away from their very cradles. They say it happened to a family of my neighbors. A herdsman's daughter had been hiding hooves under her dress for 3 years straight. A Shabnak had killed her to put her white skin on. He wanted to get to the pots with fresh milk. If it's my sister, then she must be a turn-skin or a changeling. So you're committed to self-sacrifice. That's commendable. The question is whether or not the Bachelor was sarcastic about that or not. Have you already been informed about the situation? What happened? The disease found its way into the cathedral. They're dying inside. Some of them are already dead. What? You're in the cathedral. They're all dead. What? Were you an overseer last night? No, ask the overseers. They can describe the situation in more detail. Those of them who survived, I mean. Most of them have died trying to put this fire out, although they say that... Promise not to get angry? Is it likely to make me angry? They say Amara sneaked into the cathedral last night. They saw a long-armed woman wrapped in woolen rags shamble around the cathedral, stroking the walls with her hands. That must have been some poor, deranged woman. And then she appeared inside the cathedral out of thin air, just like that. She was still wearing the rags. Bits and pieces of them tore away when she began to descend. She was waving her arms, sprinkling something over the people. They say it resembled salty rain. I need to interrogate the survivors. Okay, so it's noise. There's like almost no overlap, and also several pieces of overlap. Nothing's thoroughly consistent. There's just a few things that some people repeat. A lot of people support the narrative that there was some woman. A lot of people support the idea that this woman had liquid with her, and that's how it came in. Some sort of salty water, which some people say was just blood. Some people say that she made it rain. Oh god. That's not good. Okay, there it goes. Okay. Here it comes. Here it comes. God damn, how low quality is this blade right now? 44. Not astonishingly low. These guys just are a pain. Alright, well thanks for the opportunity to increase my reputation a little bit, I guess. Gotta get that full up before the next time the narrative calls on me to murder somebody that people don't like having get murdered. Which just seems to happen periodically at this point. Nope. Man doesn't have any new narrative. He's done for today. What color is this now? Is this also a plague area? Yep. Plague everywhere. Everywhere you go. Oh boy. Just walk straight to that plague cloud. You sell meat for 7. Yeah. Wait, can I sell the scalpel? Scalpel? No. Just that one. I don't have things that you value. I always get stuck here. God damn. What am I stuck on?